So this is just my review of the Sly Cooper series. Well, technically it is a series, but I've actually only played 3 of the games, or the mainline trilogy by Sucker Punch. So I remember hearing about the series of Sly Cooper uh, when I was first discovering the Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank series, and they're sort of like a platforming trio per se. And I remember buying the first Sly Cooper and Amphibious Raccoonus from GameStop, and I remember playing through it, and I remember I was going through a rather difficult time during that period of my life. This was like 2009. I remember Sly Cooper was sort of one of the games that really sort of helped me um, through this sort of difficult time. And overall, I quite enjoyed Sly Cooper and Amphibious Raccoonus. I beat it 100%, and I I just really like how it just felt like a very simple platformer with some minor stealth elements. But because these stealth elements were so minor, it made the game feel more focused. And it's ultimately the simplicity of the gameplay that I really enjoyed about Sly Cooper and Thieves Raccoonus. It didn't try to be anything too deep. Of course, there were a couple mini games here and there, but overall, yeah, I really liked Sly Cooper and Thieves Raccoonus, and it made me want to buy Sly 2. Um, of course, I'd heard that Sly 2 Band of Thieves was was the best game of the series, and I decided to give it a go. And I honestly remember back then I actually thought that it actually truly was the second best game of the trilogy, and it it had I really liked how they transformed a lot of how they changed a lot of it, and compared to the first game. The first game was more of a linear Crash Bandicoot kind of style of game, while Slide 2 felt more of an open world, almost a sandbox kind of game, very mission structured, and I really liked that. But despite these changes, it didn't quite decrease in quality, and it still kind of retained the charm of the first game. A lot of people don't like it because, I guess for varying reasons, some people really don't like the ending of the game, and for the most part, I thought the ending was fine. I guess for what it is. I actually remember finishing it, and I actually thought the ending was very heartwarming in the sense that Sly sort of lets Bentley and Murray sort of walk away in peace while he gets arrested by Carmelita Fox, and I thought that part really stood out for me. Of course, maybe more than I think about it, the twist with Clock Law felt a little rushed and maybe even a bit silly. But regardless of that, I actually thought Sly 2 was very good and improved in a lot of areas that the first game didn't quite have, such as the story and the gameplay being a lot deeper now that you can play as Bentley and Murray. Um, and then there's Sly 3. Now, I suppose I kind of feel that Sly 3 the is the worst one in the trilogy. That's kind of nothing new because it kind of is a community that kind of uh, dislikes this game when compared to Sly 1 and Sly 2. And honestly, I kind of felt that Sly 3 felt like it added way too much content into the game. Um, it's not that the characters were bad per se, but I thought each of them had at least one fundamental flaw that prevented them from being really fun. Like Penelope, the race car physics were just too much, and I would find myself tumbling a lot, and Panda King was too shallow in its execution. Um, but yeah, Sly 3 is still, I still think it's a really good game. I thought the ending felt very satisfying, the way it concluded. Um, and I guess certain things that stand out include, like the final mission when you're trying to break open the Cooper vault, or the part where you're trying to recruit the Panda King. So there are parts like that, but the story, uh, it felt too formulaic in one sense, and so it's still a good game, but it's probably at least my least favorite, and I know that's not really something that's new. I know a lot of people share that opinion. And yeah, that's sort of my opinion of the Sly series. Of course, there is Sly 4 and Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, but I've never played that one. And yeah, it's I hear a lot of relatively negative things towards Sly 4, and I'm too not too enthusiastic about it. It's not made by Sucker Punch, and yeah, yeah, in my eyes, I guess long story short, Sly Cooper is kind of dead right now, and can't really see how it's ever going to get revived unless Sucker Punch sort of makes another game. Um, and yeah, I guess in one sense it's a bit of a pity, but that it'd have to end at the note that it did with Sly 4. But I guess at the same time, certain things just kind of have to end. In one sense, yeah, it's good to have certain things come to a conclusion, and that instead of just having it go on and on and on. So yeah, that was sort of my little ramble about Sly Cooper, and I hope you all enjoyed. Bye.